They say dreams end when you wake up, but what if you never wake up? What if death itself isn't the end of the dream? Arya had been asleep for 7 days. Her mother sat beside her in the quiet hospital room, whispering prayers and promises. The doctors called it a coma, but her mother called it a deep dream, one her daughter refused to leave. Machines breathed for her, their rhythmic beeps marking time that no longer belonged to Arya. Yet somewhere beyond that still body, her mind was alive, walking through a world of light, colors, and voices she couldn't understand. In her dream, Arya wandered through a meadow that stretched endlessly beneath a golden sky. The air shimmered, flowers swayed in unison, and somewhere in the distance, she could hear laughter, a sound soft, familiar, and hauntingly close to her heart. She tried to follow it, her feet moving through grass that felt real and unreal all at once. Then she heard a voice behind her, clear as wind on water. "Arya, don't wake up, not yet." She turned to see a young boy standing under a leafless tree. His eyes were bright but sad, his smile gentle yet filled with longing. "Who are you?" Arya asked, her voice trembling. "I'm the one you left behind," the boy said softly. Before she could speak again, the world around her began to crack. The ground split beneath her feet, and a strange wind rose, pulling her down into darkness. Outside the dream, the machines around Arya began to beep faster, then stopped altogether. The sound of the flatline filled the room. Her mother screamed her name, begging her to come back, but Arya couldn't hear her anymore. Her heart had stopped, yet inside the dream she kept falling, not into nothingness, but deeper into the dream itself. When she opened her eyes again, the meadow was gone. The sky had turned silver, the air colder. In front of her stood a gate, tall, shining, and half open. She walked toward it, drawn by something she couldn't name. As she touched the gate, visions flooded her mind. Her childhood laughter, her father's face, the night of the car crash that took his life, and then, the boy's face. She remembered him. He was her younger brother, the one who had died in that same accident when she was just 7. Tears blurred her vision. "Is this death?" she asked, her voice shaking. The boy smiled. "No, sister, this is what comes after. You've been dreaming of me for years. You never let me go. So when your heart stopped, your dream didn't. You carried me here." Arya fell to her knees. "I thought I was ready to leave. I thought death would end everything." "It doesn't end anything," he whispered. "It only changes the dream." Around them, the world began to shift again. The golden meadow flickered between light and shadow. A mirror appeared before Arya, its surface rippling like water. When she looked into it, she didn't see herself, she saw her mother, sitting beside her lifeless body, holding her hand and singing softly. Each word from that lullaby echoed through the dream. "I'll wait, my child. Even if you never wake up, I'll wait." Arya touched the mirror, and warmth spread through her fingertips. For a brief moment, she could feel her mother's hand, soft, trembling, real. She wanted to cross the mirror, to go back, but her brother's voice stopped her. "Not yet, the dream isn't over." She turned and saw 2 paths forming in front of her. One glowed with a soft golden light, peaceful and calm. The other was dark, filled with echoes of her name calling from afar. She asked him which one was real. He smiled and said, "Neither. They're both you, the dream of who you were, and the dream of who you could have been." Arya stood still, realizing the truth. She wasn't trapped, she was choosing. Life and death were not opposites. They were different sides of the same dream. She looked at her brother, tears in her eyes. "If I go into the light, will I see you again?" He nodded. "In every dream you have, I'll be there." Arya smiled for the first time. She walked toward the light, her bare feet leaving soft footprints on the ground that faded as soon as they appeared. As she stepped into the brightness, she whispered, "Goodbye." Her brother's voice followed her, fading like a breeze. "Sleep peacefully, sister, you've finally woken up." And then everything went quiet, the meadow vanished. The sky dissolved into pure light. Days later, her mother dreamed of Arya standing in a field of golden flowers. She looked peaceful, radiant, alive in a way she never had been before. In her hand, she held a single white flower. When her mother woke up, she found the same flower resting on her pillow. For a long moment, she couldn't breathe. She simply smiled through her tears, whispering, "You're free now." And perhaps that's the truth, that death is not the end, but a deeper sleep where the soul keeps dreaming. Some dreams refuse to fade, refusing to end even when the heartbeat stops. They live in the wind, the silence, and the hearts of those left behind. Arya's dream never ended. It became the whisper that lingers in her mother's sleep, the warmth that passes through an empty room, the faint laughter heard in the quiet of dawn. Because some dreams are too full of love to die, and some souls, even after death, keep dreaming forever.